It's like J.Lo was like his ex-girlfriend, and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Check it out. Can I rock with you to something? I want to dedicate a song to you. Check it out.
Which one?
Nah, you gotta just get ready. You good?
Look at that beard.
You like the beard? You like?
You know I like that.
At first, I didn't like him at all. You know, I didn't. I thought he was like, you know.
Jennifer Lopez is now being dragged into serious allegations tied to Diddy's rumored criminal activities. The word on the street is that J.Lo wasn't just close to Diddy. Some say she was deeply involved in his operation. There are even whispers that she acted as his handler, helping him coordinate those notorious freak-offs. And the most jaw-dropping part? Elon Musk and JoeRogan reportedly called her out over this very issue not too long ago. Now people are wondering, if all of this is even partly true, why hasn't Jennifer been arrested? The rumors suggest she might be just as guilty as Diddy. To make matters worse, there are claims that she stayed quiet during one of Diddy's most disturbing alleged incidents. Buckle up, because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you see Jennifer Lopez. Let's take a trip back. Remember when Jennifer Lopez was dating Diddy? It might be hard to picture the J.Lo we know today mixed up in Diddy's current mess, but back in the late 90s and early 2000s, they were one of the biggest celebrity couples out there. At the time, Diddy was at the peak of his power, running Bad Boy Records, dominating hip-hop, and living the ultimate flashy lifestyle. And Jennifer? She was blowing up fast, chart-topping songs, hit movies, and ruling the red carpet. When these two linked up, it was like a blueprint for Hollywood power couples. They first connected while working on J.Lo's debut album on the 6th. She had just finalized her first divorce and Diddy saw his chance. He went for it. He once said it was love at first sight. But Jennifer didn't fall for him right away. She was reportedly turned off by his whole bad boy image. Still, that didn't last long. The more time they spent together, the stronger their connection grew. Before long, they were officially a couple. Their big public debut came at the MTV VMAs. When they stepped onto that red carpet, it was game over. Headlines exploded. Fans were obsessed. The street-smart hip-hop mogul and the glamorous Latina pop star? It was an unlikely match, but it worked, at least for a while. But like most of Jennifer's relationships, this one wasn't drama-free. The most notorious moment came in 1999, a night that would change everything and show a very different side of Diddy. It was a cold night in December when breaking news shocked everyone. Jennifer Lopez and Shyne Diddy Combs had been arrested after what sounded like a scene from a Hollywood crime movie, a high-speed police chase through New York City.
That Puff and Jennifer were at that club because that was kind of like a very regular hip-hop club. No A-list celebrities go there.
We had a bunch of ballers in there and a couple of them that were just being extremely antagonistic towards Puffy and his group of friends. From that point forward, alcohol kept flowing and tension kept building.
Puffy and Shyne allegedly got into an argument with another partier shortly before 3 a.m. Someone tossed a wad of cash at Combs as a sign of disrespect. Suddenly, all hell broke loose.
4 years, the full story behind that night stayed murky. But thanks to a lawsuit filed later, some jaw-dropping details finally surfaced, and they revealed just how deep Jennifer's loyalty to Diddy allegedly went. According to the claims, that infamous night in 1999, Diddy gave Jennifer a weapon, yes, an illegal firearm, and asked her to bring it into a club. Once inside, things went south fast. Diddy reportedly got into a fight and used that same weapon. 3 people were badly injured, chaos broke out, and Diddy, Jennifer, and rapper Shyne, who was with them, made a run for it. What followed was a wild police chase through the streets of NYC, straight out of an action movie. When authorities caught up with them, they found a stolen gun in the vehicle.
According to police reports, the couple jumped into the backseat of his SUV. Puffy's driver and his bodyguard were in front. Officers arrived as the SUV pulled away. They ordered the driver to stop. Instead, he swerved around a patrol car and led cops on an 11-block chase. Police finally forced the SUV to pull over. Officers discovered a loaded on the front seat. Meanwhile, back at the club, detectives slapped the cuffs on Shyne.
Everybody was booked, including Jennifer Lopez. They spent the night in the precinct.
She was crying a lot. She was a mess. Probably what was going through her mind is her career flashing before her eyes.
Obviously, nobody really wants to be arrested or handcuffed or, you know, go through all that kind of stuff. It's a really traumatic experience.
Now, for Jennifer Lopez, this kind of scene was way out of character. But for Diddy, not so much. He was no stranger to trouble. The media exploded. Headlines were everywhere. Paparazzi couldn't get enough. People were stunned. How could Jennifer Lopez, elegant and poised and climbing the ladder of superstardom, be caught up in something like this? But here's the kicker. Jennifer was released within the hour. Charges dropped. Just like that. As for Diddy and Shyne, they weren't so lucky.
Charges against Lopez were dropped.
The reason Miss Lopez was dismissed is because if you or I went into a car and sat in the back seat and a gun was found in the front, our cases would be dismissed.
I want to say to you all face to face, I had nothing to do with a shooting that night in a nightclub, nor did Jennifer.
Still, the tabloids kicked into overdrive.
There was a shooting, there was a car chase, and Jennifer Lopez was prominently part of this picture. She suddenly looked like a gangsta.
She wasn't in trouble for anything, but you couldn't get away from the media coverage of how she was involved in this.
Just when you thought the situation couldn't get any messier, prosecutors came forward with a stunning claim. They said Diddy tried to bribe his driver with $50,000 to take the fall for the weapon found that night. That's right. He allegedly thought 50 grand would be enough to make the whole thing go away. When the case finally went to trial, Diddy somehow managed to walk away with an acquittal. But Shyne wasn't so lucky. He ended up serving 9 years in prison for his part in what happened that night. Now, here's where things take a turn, and not just dramatic, but scandalous. If you thought the original club incident was wild, what came next was betrayal, courtroom drama, and accusations that will seriously make you rethink everything you thought you knew. Here's the inside scoop. According to Shyne, the real story behind that night is not what the public was led to believe. He says that Diddy and Jennifer Lopez actually teamed up to throw him under the bus. Shyne claims that when the three of them walked into the club, yes, he was armed, but he says he wasn't the one who fired the gun. He admits he had 2 weapons, one tucked into his waistband and another hidden in his boot. And shockingly, no one searched them at the door. They all just walked right in. Once they were inside, things escalated quickly. Diddy got into an argument with someone and everything went downhill fast. Shyne, caught in the middle, reached for his weapon, but according to him, the shots that injured 3 people weren't from his gun. He says the shots came from Diddy's firearm, the one that Jennifer Lopez allegedly carried into the club, and then there's Natania Rubin, the woman who was shot in the face that night. She's been saying for years that she saw Diddy pull the trigger. Back then, no one took her seriously. But now, with everything coming to light, people are starting to wonder if she was telling the truth all along. Here's what makes it even more disturbing. Shyne says Jennifer Lopez never told anyone that Diddy allegedly forced her to carry the weapon that night. He says she kept quiet to protect him. After the incident, Jennifer was the first to post bail. Diddy followed. Shyne? He was left behind in a jail cell. When he tried reaching out to Diddy, he got nothing in return. No phone calls, no visits, nothing. He says Diddy completely ghosted him. According to Shyne, it was all part of a legal strategy. He believes Diddy's lawyers told him to cut all ties and act like he didn't even know Shyne. I think Puff's lawyers told him, distance yourself. Pretend you don't even know this guy, Shyne said. And that's exactly what Diddy did, but it doesn't stop there. Let's go back to Natania Rubin for a moment. During court proceedings, she later claimed that Jennifer Lopez lied under oath. Rubin says Jennifer denied that Diddy even had a weapon that night. This isn't just some wild misunderstanding. It's a tangled mess of power, loyalty, silence, and betrayal, all tied to one of the most unforgettable nights in celebrity history. And as shocking as all this sounds, that infamous club shooting wasn't the only time Jennifer Lopez was reportedly present during one of Diddy's darkest alleged moments. Here's where it gets even more serious. According to recent reports, the feds have allegedly uncovered never-before-seen photos and video footage connected to one of the most disturbing nights in Diddy's past. And guess who was supposedly right there by his side the entire time? Jennifer Lopez. Now, most of us have heard rumors about that night. But what's allegedly coming to light now could completely reshape the entire narrative. The story goes like this. Federal investigators are now reviewing resurfaced images from the night Diddy is accused of assaulting a young girl, just 13 years old at the time, and in those very same images, Jennifer Lopez is allegedly right there next to him. The pictures reportedly show Diddy wearing a white t-shirt and a baseball cap, with one arm pressed against a wall, leaning in close to Jennifer. The moment looks intense, not casual at all. No one knows exactly what they were saying, but the mood seems anything but relaxed. Just minutes before that moment, Jennifer was allegedly seen with her sister Linda, standing on a VIP platform watching the party, while Diddy played host and poured drinks. But here's where things turn chilling. According to a lawsuit filed last year, a 13-year-old girl, referred to as Jane Doe, was dropped off outside Radio City Music Hall. She didn't have a ticket to the VMAs, but was hoping to sneak into the show. When that didn't work, she started asking limo drivers if someone could take her to the after-party point. One of those drivers, allegedly working for Diddy, told her she'd definitely get in because, according to him, she was exactly the kind of girl Diddy liked. Let that sink in. The young girl was driven to the private after-party where she was asked to sign an NDA. She never received a copy of the document. Once inside, surrounded by celebrities, Jay-Z and Jennifer Lopez were both reportedly there. Though only Diddy is named in the legal filing, she was handed a drink. It was reddish yellow, tasted like orange juice and cranberry juice mixed with something bitter. Not long after, she started feeling lightheaded, disoriented. She tried to find a quiet place to rest and walked into a bedroom, not knowing what was coming. According to the lawsuit, she didn't lock the door. Then Diddy walked in, along with two other celebrities, one male and one female. What happened next is horrifying. Diddy allegedly approached the girl, asked if she was ready to party, and then assaulted her. The most shocking part? The female celebrity, according to the girl, just stood there and watched. The lawsuit doesn't name Jennifer Lopez directly, but the timing, the photos, her presence at the party, and that intense moment caught on camera between her and Diddy. It's raising a lot of eyebrows, to be very clear. There are no official accusations against Jennifer Lopez in the legal filing. But the silence, the proximity, and the repeated pattern of her showing up in connection with Diddy's alleged crimes, it's all starting to seem a little too coincidental for some people to ignore, and that's exactly why Jennifer got called out last year by Elon Musk and Joe Rogan on an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience. The timing couldn't have been more explosive. This happened right after Jennifer gave a passionate speech at a Las Vegas rally for Kamala Harris, warning against Donald Trump's return to office, but Elon Musk wasn't having it. He brought up her past with Diddy and questioned how someone so closely linked to him could suddenly act like a moral authority. He reminded the public that she was with Diddy from 1999 to 2001.
How many people in the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala? Too?
Yeah, seriously, it's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes, it's like J.Lo was like his ex-girlfriend, and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her.
Elon Musk didn't hold back. He said, people in the music and entertainment industry had to know that Diddy was, well, into kids, basically. And yet they still kept sending kids his way. Where's the accountability? They had to know. Let that sink in. That single statement has stirred up a storm. Musk's words have reignited long-standing Hollywood rumors, whispers that Jennifer Lopez may have quietly known about Diddy's darker side. Now, with the FBI said to be digging into old party guest lists, unreleased footage, and witness statements as part of Diddy's growing legal troubles, insiders are saying no one is off the table. Not even the biggest stars, and yes, rumors are flying that some very familiar faces may soon be questioned, including Jennifer Lopez. Between the resurfaced footage, new lawsuits, and the avalanche of allegations, the public is starting to ask the question out loud. Was Jennifer Lopez really just a bystander at those now notorious parties? Or is there a side of the story we've never been told? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our other videos to stay up to date with all the latest developments in the Diddy scandal. Until next time, bye.